It begins with the faint hum of a refrigerator and the soft ticking of a clock. The camera glides through a dimly lit kitchen, spotless counters, a mug half filled with cold coffee, a single chair slightly pulled back from the table. The air feels heavy, as if something invisible lingers in it. In the background, a faint children's laughter echoes, not supernatural, but a memory replaying in the mind of the house itself. This house has seen too much, and said nothing. A woman moves through the house. Her footsteps are careful, almost rehearsed. She waters plants near the window, wipes the table twice, then checks the same photo frame again, a family picture, her husband, and their young son. The boy's smile looks a little too wide, frozen in a time that doesn't exist anymore. The narration tells us, routine keeps her safe. Repetition keeps the noise quiet. She adjusts the frame slightly and stares at it too long. She opens a door down the hall, the child's bedroom. Everything inside is untouched, toys neatly arranged, bed perfectly made, curtains closed. A faint dust particle floats through the morning light. She smooths the bedsheet with her hand, as if afraid to disturb something. The walls are covered with childish drawings, all of them showing a small house and a sun, except one. The last drawing shows only a dark scribble in the corner. Her breathing slows. She closes the door quickly. In the hallway, she pauses near the basement door. It's locked, not from the inside, but from the outside. A faint metallic clink echoes as she touches the handle. The narration, she tells herself it's just for safety. She always locks it, even though no one goes down there anymore. Then, almost as a reflex, she checks the lock again, click, click. 2 times. Always 2. Her husband returns from work, silent, tired, expressionless. He doesn't look at her when he enters. He hangs his jacket, opens the fridge, pours a drink. There are no words between them, just glances. He stares briefly at the locked basement door, then turns away. The tension feels like a living thing, cold, coiled between them. The narration, some secrets hold families together. Others tear them apart. Dinner is quiet. Forks scrape softly against plates. No one eats much. The woman looks up every few seconds, her husband's eyes fixed on his food. He asks nothing. She says nothing. In the background, faintly, a child's giggle echoes again. The husband's hand freezes mid-air. He slowly puts down the fork, looks at the empty chair at the table, then continues eating. The house darkens. Lights flicker, a faint hum from the heater fills the silence. The woman walks down the hall holding a folded blanket. She stops at the child's door again. She opens it slowly, whispers, "Good night." No one is there. She places the blanket anyway and leaves the nightlight on. The camera lingers on the empty bed. A shadow moves slightly across the wall, but it's just the curtain, swaying from a small draft. Late at night. The woman wakes up. A faint sound, knocking, coming from below. 3 slow knocks, then silence. She sits up, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. The husband keeps sleeping beside her. She walks to the hallway, the clock ticking louder now. She stands before the basement door. The lock looks the same. But the metal feels warm. In her mind, flashes of the past, her son running in the yard, tripping, crying. Then, the image of the basement, tools, shelves, a small wooden chair. And a scream, cut off too quickly. She blinks, breath shaking. The narration, memories fade, but guilt never sleeps. She returns to her bedroom and lies awake until morning. The same routine repeats. Same coffee cup, same chair. Except this time, the photo frame is missing from the table. She searches the room, it's not anywhere. The husband leaves for work silently, locking the door behind him. She checks the basement again. This time, the lock is slightly loose. Her hands tremble. The narration, maybe some doors lock themselves from the inside. She kneels, pressing her ear against the basement door. Nothing. Then, a faint humming, like a child's song. Soft, slow, broken. Tears fill her eyes as she whispers, "I'm sorry." Camera slowly zooms out of the house. Calm, perfect, ordinary. Nothing moves. Nothing speaks. But the humming continues, faint, steady. Fade out. Soft sunlight fills the kitchen. The woman stands still, holding the missing photo frame. It lies face down on the floor, the glass cracked. She kneels, picks it up gently, wipes the surface, and notices, the child's face in the photo is scratched out. Her hands shake. She places the frame in the drawer, as if trying to hide something that's already inside her. The narration whispers, every secret leaves a mark. Even on paper. The faint humming returns, daytime now. It's coming from below again. 3 low notes, childlike, off-key. She freezes mid-step, staring at the basement door. The sound stops. Then, one single knock. She backs away, clutching the edge of the counter. The ticking clock grows louder. Through the window, she notices a neighbor outside, an old man tending his garden. He glances at her window for a brief second, then looks away quickly. He knows something. The narration, the neighbors never ask questions here. They already know which houses not to ask about. She draws the curtain shut. She opens the kitchen drawer. Inside, next to old bills and faded photographs, lies a small key. Rust has started to form along the edge. She hesitates, then takes it out. It's heavier than it should be. She walks slowly toward the basement door. Each step echoes too long in the quiet house. She inserts the key, it turns halfway, then stops. The sound of a car outside, the husband is home early. She quickly hides the key in her pocket. He walks in, quiet as always. But his face seems heavier, paler. He sits down, doesn't take off his shoes. For a long time, no one moves. Then he looks toward the basement. And his jaw tightens. The narration, they promised never to open it again. He stands, walks to the basement door, and checks the lock. It's slightly turned, she didn't notice. He looks at her. Not angry, not sad, just empty. He presses his hand against the wood for a long moment. Then he leaves the kitchen without saying a word. She stands frozen, the sound of his footsteps fading down the hall. Her eyes stay fixed on the door. The screen fades to gray, a memory. The child, laughing, chasing a toy car across the floor. The mother yelling, stress in her eyes. The father working in the basement, hammering, the sound echoing through the floorboards. Then, a sudden scream. Not of fear, of regret. The door slams, light flickers, and everything turns quiet. The narration, it wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be just another argument. Back to the present. The woman sits at the kitchen table, staring at the wall. The clock's tick is slower now, irregular. Something about the rhythm sounds like breathing. She whispers to herself, not words, just sound. Her eyes drift toward the basement again. She stands up, this time with purpose.